Hi, my name is Marissa Osato. I'm an LA-based choreographer and dance educator, and I am about to premiere my MFA thesis concert at CalArts entitled The Spectacular Society. I wanted them to think about how the past is creeping back into today and the dangers of that and what that means for our future. Actually, the piece is derived from the Japanese internment camps that happened during World War II right here in our country, which wasn't very long ago. I think it's important to kind of see what we've done and how there's been a culture of fear created in the past based off of masks of national security and mediated images. I think it was important that I told a story that felt relevant to today in this work.
Not everything is going to be explicit, and not everything is going to be like clear, and I think that's what's going to make the audience most like at the edge of their seats, because they're going to have so much to think about at so many different points and times in the piece, and we're almost embodying the feeling, really the feeling of being in an enclosed, unwilling place.
So I have a cast of 7 incredible dancing artists. It's a multi-ethnic, multinational cast, which I find very interesting in the process of trying to tell the story of a homogenous ethnic group. I think it brings a sort of contemporary aspect to it, this kind of heterogeneous community that is presented on stage, and see how we can accurately or authentically tell this story. I think it means different things to each of them because they've all had their different experiences of being othered or separated or identified by external markers, I guess, as you would say. So it also feels relevant to them personally.
This process has been super dense, but in a good way.
She encourages us to create within the process, which I really appreciate, because I think we're all very intelligent, creative artists. We're not just dancers, and she shies away from always just giving us every single movement, every single thing we're supposed to be feeling, and every single subtlety. She allows us to fill in the gaps a lot.
We're portraying something that is very underheard, and it's still very relevant today to so many people and families. And
so I think a lot about my family, since this is about her family and what they went through. So it can be like personal for each dancer, even if it's not exactly our story, which is really cool.
My grandparents on my dad's side, because I'm half Japanese, were both interned during the war. And I don't know, this is, for me, the first time that I'm creating something that feels so closely linked to who I am and why I am, and it feels very vulnerable. So that's been quite an experience, because I'm not separating myself and doing research for this project. It's also doing research for myself and my history, and so it's been heavy at times. Yeah. But I also think that it has brought something more tangible and more raw and way more personal to the work. So I'm interested to see how it kind of evolves and turns out.
I feel like it's like a secret side of Marissa that she's been vulnerable enough with us to share.
Marissa's process has definitely been us witnessing her more vulnerable side in a really beautiful way, and in a way that I think is really pushing her work forward. I think traditionally she makes very commercial work, but this work is pushing the boundaries of what commercial work can be, and perhaps bridging the gaps between commercial and contemporary work. And I think as dance makers, it's really important, especially at an experimental institution like CalArts, it's important to push and expand the boundaries of each genre or category of dance, and she's definitely done that.
Thinking about what dance is, what it can be, and what it is to me, and what I want to do with it has really kind of shaken my whole perspective. And I think being here, it just really makes you think about being a citizen artist and what you want to say in your place and how we can really affect change.
People should come to the show if they're in a period of questioning. People should come if they find movement to be a better source of investigating the past than they do words. People should come if they love theater, if they love dance, music. It kind of encapsulates all of that.
Everyone has to find something that's true and authentic to them, and for me, even though I'm one small person in this giant universe, just trying to tell a story that feels really genuine and really important, and even for the 100 people that come see it, maybe they go home and they think about it for a while, and maybe it inspires them to take a different course of action or rethink about I don't know, how they view other people, and maybe that's enough.